March 31st, 2026. 30 days into a heavy U.S. military campaign against Iran, a Kuwaiti tanker is struck in the waters off Dubai. Brent crude immediately rocketed to $118 a barrel, a 4-year high. For any global economy dependent on the Strait of Hormuz, this was a clear signal of a physical supply crisis. In any traditional conflict, this level of disruption triggers a systematic flight from risk. Investors usually dump equities as they brace for shipping cost spikes and inflation. But that Tuesday, the S&P 500 had its best session in a year, recovering $1.7 trillion. Simultaneously, U.S. energy stocks closed their best quarter in history, up 39%. This rally signaled the market repricing a strategy it hasn't seen in decades, a campaign with an objective, a boundary, and a defined endpoint. The surge in stock prices shows capital moving away from the post-1945 era, where the United States provided global security as an unitemized public good. Markets typically penalize forever wars because the costs are impossible to model. When a conflict has no visible end, analysts cannot normalize discount rates or provide clear earnings guidance, which compresses multiples across every sector. The strategy currently executing in the Middle East changed that calculation by following a specific two-move doctrine. Move 1 is the dismantling of specific capabilities. Instead of occupying territory or managing a local political system, the objective is measurable: 29 missile launch sites destroyed and 4 ballistic production complexes taken offline. Move 2 is the reset. Washington signaled that while it will use force to remove a threat, it refuses to inherit the long-term cost of maintaining the system afterward. The U.S. is moving from the role of global guarantor to an interested party. It is transferring the burden of securing the Strait of Hormuz to the energy-importing nations that actually rely on it. By defining the exit before the operation began, Washington allowed the market to transition from an unmodelable risk to a predictable timeline. Once a conflict has a boundary, it can be priced. This shift triggered a massive rotation of capital as investors recalculated which assets sit on the right side of a repriced security guarantee. Money flowed out of global tech and energy importing economies like Germany and South Korea. These regions had built their industrial models on the assumption of free naval cover, an assumption that just became contingent. At the same time, capital flooded into U.S. energy producers and defense contractors. With American production at 13.6 million barrels per day, the market is now valuing domestic supply as geopolitical infrastructure rather than a cyclical commodity. This logic also reached the world's most concentrated node of advanced semiconductors, TSMC. Capital is now pricing TSMC's geography as a primary risk factor. The company is no longer viewed strictly as a technology leader, but as an asset exposed to the same security premium that just hit the Persian Gulf. Investors are looking past sector classifications. They are now dividing the world into assets that require a guarantee and assets that provide one. Global allies are now calculating the cost of a security provision that used to be a background condition of their budgets. Japan was the first to answer, committing $60 billion in investment and signing 20-year LNG supply agreements. They decided the cost of an explicit premium was worth the stability of a direct contract. In contrast, when NATO members resisted these new terms, the market responded by pricing in the increased risk of their dependency. These 20-year contracts prove the shift is structural. The premium being paid today will remain a line item in national budgets long after the current conflict ends. This is why U.S. energy producers are outperforming what oil prices alone would suggest. They are being priced as the alternative of last resort for allied governments. The simultaneous surge in oil and stocks occurred because the market identified a strategy that dismantled a threat without absorbing an unlimited, open-ended cost. The rally was the recognition that the guarantor is now a selective participant, and for the first time in a long time, the risk has edges.
This is Market Truths. Clear analysis of markets, technology, and power.